So let's start with a quick introduction of this week's lesson. We're talking about peace and power, discipling the whole person for the whole world. And we're looking at discipleship specifically through an inward-focused journey, how discipleship changes us, the peace of Jesus Christ to change your life, and the outward journey, how, as disciples, we're also called to impact and influence and change the world. The power of the Holy Spirit to change the world. Peace and power. We've been breaking the discipleship process up into 5 parts. And each is a part of the person. We've talked about our will or our heart and making choices. We've talked about our thoughts or our minds and making choices about what we think about. And then we talked about our feelings and this idea of how making choices about thinking about things, godly things, can give us godly feelings, peace, joy, things like that. And we last week talked about how having our choices, our thoughts, and our feelings in sync creates a virtuous cycle where we decide to think about godly things. Thinking about godly things produces good emotions and feelings in us. And then from a place of good feelings, we can make godly choices. And it just creates this virtuous cycle that helps us grow in transformation. Now, from that moment, or from that place, where we have this inner life of virtuous cycles going, where we're growing in our mind, hearts, and feelings are being changed and transformed into the image of Christ, then we can look at how we use our bodies, how we make choices with our bodies. First, and this is a very, very Christian idea here, one of the core concepts to discipleship. It's not about changing our behavior. It's about changing our hearts, which then leads to changed behavior. So our hearts are changed, and therefore our bodies, we use our bodies to glorify God. And also this, so that's the inner piece of this. How do we use our bodies to glorify God? And we'll be examining that this week. And then the second half of the week, the second half of the lesson, the part we look at as well is how do we meet others' physical needs in a way that helps them hear the gospel and introduces them to Jesus. So both the inner and the outer. How does a changed heart, a changed inner life help us glorify God with our bodies? And then how do we care for someone's physical needs so that they can hear and understand the gospel? Hopefully you'll join me this week on this conversation. Look forward to seeing any comments and any interaction in the comments section below. Thank you for being here.